So I'm going to share more with you, and we are in the midst of major decision making that is going to pivot us into whatever collective reality we're choosing. Now, we have individual choice, but today I'm going to talk about the pivotal choices that determine what's going to happen. And I'm going to talk about those possible realities. They all exist right now. We get to change them if we choose. They are not in stone. That's how powerful you are. That's the whole point of this illusion. It's all part of the learning, the choices, the evolution, or the alternative. I'm going to explain how this works because every second counts. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. I've got some great announcements for you. We're going to talk about the choices that you have right now that cannot wait. This is not something in the future. And those of you who have dreams and aspirations of becoming part of this amazing new world that's developing, that's being created right now, you either get on board or you're going to find out that you will be living in a world that's not as pleasant, and you don't know why. It's because you have not taken that action to shift into the higher frequency and become a part of that new, evolving way of living, and it is happening. I have something very exciting. Your requests. I do have an audio book now. Breakthrough Fear is now an audio book that just went live last night. The Rooftop Christmas Tree, my movie and book, the book is now an audio book, and so you can go into Kindle. Kindle brought me on as a beta test and allowed me to do that, and it was amazing thanks to AI. Now we can use anything for positive means or negative. Money, AI, you can talk about nuclear power, you can blow up cities or you can light them up. Everything is a choice of the use and intentions, all right? I did a video on zero tolerance. It wasn't not tolerating other people. Actually, what I teach is total acceptance and unconditional love, compassion for others. The zero tolerance that I speak of, I'm going to speak of today, and that's major choices, turning points, is we're not tolerating the way of life that we have chosen up to this point. I will no longer tolerate certain things in my life that I'm participating in. Therefore, I have to choose another way. I'm going to give you an example. I do not get paid for this, by the way. This is called Bite. It comes in a glass container, and then every month or every few months you tell it when. It is a little pellet that is non-toxic. You chew it and you brush your teeth. It whitens your teeth. It's actually better than any toothpaste I've had. And the refills come in little paper packets that are definitely can be recycled. Did you know plastic? It's been a big lie. There's lawsuits out there that companies saying that the plastic's recyclable. It's not. We have big choices to make right now. First of all, first one is I hope you'll subscribe. This will support my channel and send the message to the algorithms. Everything counts. Everything's a directive. So when you click subscribe, and you can click the bell so that you know when my next video is coming out, it tells YouTube and AI within the YouTube platform that you like these messages, that you like to know you can change anything in your life, that you are empowered any moment you choose that you actually can create your own reality, and that you came here with divine purpose no matter what challenges you came up. I just was with a student with internet training who's been through the most horrific situation you can imagine. Death, fire, losing everything, her animal, all of this. And she's a survivor but she's translating all of this pain into healing others. What are you doing? It is time to make some decisions. Now, I want to share with you about the major choices that are going to determine the future as a collective. Right now, millions of tubes of toothpaste are going into our dumps, and what you're putting in your mouth is toxic. This is programming that we have accepted, and we don't know better. Every time you criticize someone else or argue with them, you're in low frequency, separation, and conflict. The subject matter is irrelevant. You're allowed your opinion. We don't have to make somebody wrong or argue with them. We have to end that conflict. We have to end the fighting with the egos to have a certain way and celebrate the diversity of the unlimited ways and opinions and thinking. If it's destructive, then we must be the change makers for the way that is non-destructive and inclusive of all people so that they have solutions. Now that's going to be tough for a lot of you because you look at people and you say they're evil. There's no such thing, only in the illusion that allows us to experience that. But we are ultimately all light beings of the highest form, equally powerful, equally powerful. Nobody loves me. My angels don't listen to me. Absolutely not true, because all things are possible, which means there are guides and support systems and every other type of entity out there that absolutely hears everything you say because you are not separate from anything. I had to listen to, by the way, my book is a British voice because it's just so beautifully done. I had to listen to my book, at least part of it, that I've never read. It was a download, and it was so timely, and boy, did I get a lot out of it. And seriously, I only got through the first chapter, and I went, wow. There's some serious information in there, and it's going to guide you to start looking at exactly everything you're doing, what we're creating at every moment. If you are using plastic bottles for water, you are poisoning yourself first, and then it's going out into our oceans, and every single day, tons and tons are being dumped into our waterways. It has to end. It's going to throw up back at us. I have a huge container. It's a 5-gallon container, non-plastic leaching, materials, and I fill it up with spring water at my grocery store. Find a place that has water. It could be ionized, whatever it is, distilled if that's what you want. There are places where you buy a container, you use it over and over. It doesn't have plastic leaching in. These things have to be cleaned up because your body, you have to clean up the toxins in your body if you want to really go into that high frequency, and you will have more energy. Americans, 34% obesity compared to 10% in Germany, and they eat crap, right? Pretzels and I know I lived in Germany. I loved the food. It was amazing. But you think it's fatty. Why are Americans so obese? Because we are eating toxins that are not allowed in other countries. Preservatives, you have to end that. And they said, unless you go to an organic store and you buy stuff, and you guys have seen, if you go into my Amazon store, I have little bags that I reuse over and over again, and I wash them, and I put my vegetables in these bags and take them up to the counter. Not the plastic. If I can avoid it every once in a while, I do that, and then I reuse the plastic bag. It has to be done. It has to be done. We have to live the new world now. It has to be done now. You cannot wait another day. Now, if you have things in your house, like let's say you have makeup that has been tested on animals, don't throw it in the garbage. Use it. Honor the animal. At least use what you have and figure out a way to reuse absolutely everything, or give it to others. Or if you're going to buy things, I just bought a designer purse. It's used, although it came with tags on, so whoever bought it never used it. I didn't go and buy from the designer store a freshly made one. Go to consignment stores. This has to happen, my friend. Now, this isn't a very exciting subject right now, but I'm going to make it exciting right now. We are not having more deaths than usual. We are actually having less deaths. What I want to share with you is people are exiting as part of the collective plan, collective choices. Because we're raising our frequency, more and more people are saying, oh my gosh, we can't be living like this. We're living like toxic beings. It's not okay. We're so programmed that this is okay to live like this. We're so programmed to go into jobs that destroy the planet because we're told that we have to put food on the table. Well, you can do that. You don't have to do it at a place that's destroying the planet. We tell other people, somebody said it was annoying that I was selling my book. I said, I'm changing lives with my book. Do you have a problem with me earning? This is what I do for a living. What do you do for a living? But see, this is how we think. Spiritual people should give things away that keeps us broke and disempowered. We use a monetary system right now. I'm going to empower you guys. I teach people at Digital Explorers how to create planet-conscious, profitable businesses online. Yeah, we start with what you love. We are changing the planet. We're changing how we do business. We're not a bunch of broke people anymore. We're saying, okay, we have to do what we love. Let's put that first. And then what's the positive impact it's going to have on the planet and others? That's part of the program. And let's flourish and earn money doing it and show other people how they can change their lives. This is the new world. And it's okay to be abundant. It's okay to be healthy. It's okay to be happy in a world that's struggling. Because you, any other way, isn't contributing anything positive to it. I want you to celebrate your life and celebrate others and be the conduit to anything that you can show another way or shine light on. That's the change that we're making. Now, there are less deaths in 2023. These are at more purposeful, collective-driven deaths that I speak of. So before, we've been on our own individual journeys, working through our own stuff, and now we've come as a collective and said, okay, now we as a collective family, the ones that are choosing to stay here through this very, very challenging time of transformation and to celebrate it. It's beautiful what's happening right now. We are choosing to work as a collective and more as communities. We're coming together as one. So it's not that there's going to be some massive exit of people. It's that it's going to be more chosen with people you didn't expect, right? It's not the usual old people or some kind of a health issue. It's not going to be that thing. It's going to be more of a, wow, that was weird. Or like my friend, you know, who goes in and 5 months later, she's gone with cancer. She's only 42. But I look at the people who are going, and they could be amazing people, or they could be, you know, narcissists. It doesn't really matter. There's no right nor wrong. But the role that they're playing in other people's lives is determining whether or not they need to step out. Some of them will stay because they're antagonists in the play. All right, we have to have the antagonists. We have to have the challenge, and without them, we don't. We have nothing to shoot for, right? There's nothing to clean up or, you know, to be challenged by. What we come here for? That's what's going on. So it's not that you're going to see massive amounts of people dying or people are, you know, talking about whatever medicines that have been taken or whatever. It's not that. It's still an individual choice. So why does one person survive the most god-awful situation and another one, you know, boom, has a cold and they're gone the next day? You can exit anyway. It's not the material world that's determining that. It's the individual that's determining whether or not they need to get out, step aside so that the players here will shift how they operate, okay? Some of you are caretakers. People leave because now it's time for you to do other things, all right? You've learned your lesson how to take care of that person. All the challenges that came with this. Now, okay, now I have another role to play, all right? That's what I'm talking about. So these are the big changes happening, and the decisions you make, it's like every single thing I do. Are you saying anything? Somebody was in one of the comments, I'm so done with these light workers or whatever you call us. I'm like, really? So this is that, this is how things are. And you said this, and we go into this very negative space of making somebody an enemy. If you're making anybody an enemy, you're in the lower density space, and it doesn't matter who you're pointing a finger at. You're pointing at you. So the no tolerance zone for me is that I'm not going to hang around with that. Right? It's the no tolerance for me, not you. I'm going to tolerate everything out here because I know it serves a good purpose. I'm not going to allow it into my own space. I hope you guys understand this. I want to make that very clear because I want to create separation with that statement. Zero tolerance for me is I will no longer live a toxic life. I have zero tolerance for that. I have zero tolerance for being with people who are continually negative and just stepping aside. I'm going to step back and allow them to go ahead and do that. And by stepping back, you make a bigger impact. You're saying, I'm not going to participate, and that's the zero tolerance. These are big decisions you have to make right now, and it's right now, okay? So we got a lot of stuff to clean up. We've been living a certain lifestyle, and so let's start doing it. Now, those of you who are in any of my lists, we have off-the-grid training. If you have no money or no credit, these guys have an entire business plan that teach you how you can get a property. And it's going to take some work and, you have to do some planning, but they have everything laid out. How to get investors to come in, how to monetize those properties, and we're creating entire communities, not running away off-grid. I'm going to protect myself. That's not our off-the-grid plan. Ours is we're going to create a community where people will come in and do the gardens, other people will come in and be caretakers, some people will, handle the animals. It's going to be any number of things, having events, tiny homes or Airbnbs on the properties, yurts and all this really cool stuff, generating money, earning in a very amazing way. Again, get it out of your head that money is evil if you have that going on, because money is exactly how we earn it and spend it is the frequency, not money. Money's a conduit to get things done here in a world that requires it right now. That's it. Spiritual people, what's a spiritual person? I don't even know what that word means anymore. I want you to know that this is so critical, and we're going to keep talking about it because things are going to come up. I do not see any cataclysmic things. I think there will be planetary things, the solar flares and that. I actually was really feeling weird yesterday, and I had a headache. I don't get headaches. And sure enough, I looked up, we had a major solar flare. And I do think it's affecting us. So I went, okay, I didn't know it in advance because I didn't want to psychologically have that information. We have a hurricane coming by here this week. We have all these things will continue on. It's part of the cycle of the program. We have, the program throws challenges at us all the time. So it's not that these things go away. We just handle them differently. And we celebrate it, and we go, yes, we did it. Look at how we came together, and we created something that, healed people or welcomed other people, and we saved lives, and we brought people in off the street, and we fed people, and it feels so great, and I want to give you that purpose if you choose it. You guys come on over. Anything you think of, we're creating it. Any idea you have, we're going to create something that's going to have a positive impact in your life, on the planet. Do not wait to start doing things. Do not wait. Everything counts, all right? We're in it deep right now, more than you realize. And if I showed you what's going on out there in our waters, you'd be sick to your stomach. And everything else, and what's going on in your own body, we have to take full responsibility. This is a major spiritual butt kick today. And if you guys want the audio book, go get it. All I talk about is what's happening right now and what your mission is, why you're here, and what that all is out there. And some of it I can't explain, of course. But I'm going to tell you right now, you're very important. If you're still here, you're really important. And those who left are allowing the players who agreed to see this out to do our jobs. And so what is it? It's not arguing with anybody or calling somebody wrong. There's no such thing. Everyone's right. If you believe it, it's right. It's right for you. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Come on over and see Digital Explorers. I have my Amazon store. I'm an affiliate. My influencer store is in the description, and every time I find some new really cool stuff that is sustainable, vegan, things that you can purchase and use over and over and over again so that you're not buying more and more stuff that's toxic, stop using plastic. Stop using plastic. All right? It's us. It's us, baby. It's you and I. And the world, we're creating it. We can't blame anybody. No blaming. Doesn't matter who goes in the White House. You and I are in charge of our choices. Are you ready? Buckle up. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious and happy. That exists right here. Right here. Just claim it. The rest is a story. Can you let the stories go? If it's conflict at all, if it's arguing or conflict at all, it's a low density frequency. It's a basement. Dark basement. And they fight with each other. Up here in the penthouse, there's giving and love and placing the other first. And you get that back 100 times back, whatever you put out. It's your choice, my friend. But I know that you have it in you to take us into a new world together and your own reality. You get to choose that too. That never goes away. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.